is a Countdown Bulletin podcast. I'm Keith Olbermann. The Trump administration has begun its shooting war, its reign of terror against the peaceful and unarmed citizens of the United States. A woman is dead in Minneapolis today, killed by ICE. Reportedly, a legal observer during a raid in a local neighborhood in Minneapolis. The Gestapo, ICE, claimed the victim was trying to run over an agent. Multiple videos show, without a shadow of a doubt, that this is not true. As a car, which was not even blocking a street, moves out of the way of an ICE vehicle, a militia member exits his car, approaches the victim's car from the back and from the side, and shoots the driver 3 times through the driver's window, reportedly in the face.
What the fuck? Dude, what the fuck? Dude, you did a murder for what?
ICE's liar-in-chief and the nation's foremost Botox experiment subject, Kristi Noem, then said, quote, "It was an act of domestic terrorism." This was true in ways she did not understand. ICE, she resumed, officers got stuck in the snow. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over, unquote. That was what Noem said. An additional unsigned ICE statement claimed its militia members were actually run over. There is no evidence that this is true. A further statement by the ICE spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin added, quote, "One of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them, an act of domestic terrorism," unquote. Again, the last statement was true in ways Ms. McLaughlin could not possibly understand. There was no stuck ICE vehicle. There was no attempt to push out any vehicle. There was a path on the street in Minneapolis, at least 1 1/2 vehicles wide, that was not only free of snow, but dry. There was no attack by anyone except the masked agents. There was no attempt to run any agent over. At best, Homeland Security Director Noem is completely uninformed about reality and must resign. At worst, she is being dishonest and must resign. There was no attempt to kill any ICE agent. There was no attack of domestic terrorism except the one accomplished by ICE. Therefore, spokesperson McLaughlin is at best completely uninformed and must resign. At worst, she is not being honest and must resign. Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota responded, "I've seen the video. Don't believe this propaganda machine. The state will ensure there is a full, fair, and expeditious investigation to ensure accountability and justice." As this bulletin is being produced, whether the ICE murderer and any accomplices are to be arrested is as yet unclear, but at 2:40 p.m. Central Time, Governor Walz issued a so-called warning order to the Minnesota National Guard. As he termed it, a heads up to the members of the National Guard in that state that he may call the Guard up. But whether or not he will call it up also remains unclear. He needs to call up the National Guard to contain the threat facing his state, the threat of a full-scale ICE riot, and to bring the perpetrators of ICE's act of domestic terrorism to justice. What is not unclear is that the governor's sharp words are nothing compared to those of Mayor Jacob Frey of Minneapolis.
I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead. That's on you. And it's also on you to leave.
Mayor Fry, I believe, speaks for all law-abiding citizens of this country. ICE, get out. Get out not merely of Minneapolis. Get out not merely of Minnesota, but get out of our country. This newly launched war against the American people by Donald Trump, this reign of terror must end, and it must end now. This day has been coming ever since Trump came down the escalator in what proves in retrospect to have been for America hell. He has wanted to see protesters shot on the border, during Black Lives Matter, outside the White House in 2020, during his fascist rallies in all his campaigns, during his 2024 campaign, and most infamously and brazenly of all, as he put it, on Fifth Avenue. His stochastic dreams have now come true. His domestic terrorists have shot and killed an American citizen peacefully exercising the right to protest enshrined in a constitution Trump has clearly never bothered to read. Shot, killed by unidentified, masked, bloodthirsty scum for whom this government is now dissembling. Minneapolis, America, are under attack by a rogue government that abides by no laws. You and I are under attack. This is the Kent state of our time, and this one must end here. This has been a Countdown Bulletin podcast. I'm Keith Olbermann.